Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. Today we're talking about Babylon 5, and we finally have our answers about what happened to Garibaldi. What it turns out is that he, of course, was apprehended by Psi Corps. He was, in fact, on patrol, as you recall, and he did have an encounter with the Shadows, but the Psi Corps was able to get custody of him somehow, and they took him back to headquarters, and instead of doing a complete reprogram of him, what they did was increase his tendency to be suspicious and his problems with authority. Those things being amplified, and the occasional messages that he would get to steer him in the right direction is what caused things to come out as they did. His going to work for Edgar's was a way that he could find out for the Psi Corps what Edgar's was up to. And as they may have suspected, Edgar's was up to no good, but they never realized just how bad. In fact, to the point that telepaths could be made into slaves under threat of death if they didn't get a certain injection from time to time. Anyway, that is what was behind the programming in Garibaldi, and after this is all explained to him, everything that he has done so far, which is, of course, betray Sheridan to create all kinds of problems in the resistance even before that, and now to be working for Edgar's in order to do all of this, has now been revealed. Bester is left with the idea of whether to kill him, whether to wipe his mind and make him just a vegetable, or let him go back to normal, in which he has burned so many bridges that he'd never be able to go back. And in fact, it's later said by Ivanova that if he shows his face on the station, he needs to be shot on sight. So we have Sheridan that has been captured now thanks to Garibaldi. We have the telepaths who have taken care of Edgar's, and now we need to know just what's going to happen with President Clark. Ivanova is not going to give up on taking the fleet in and finishing the job that was started, fighting along Mars and on Earth itself in order to win things back. How it's going to happen, we don't know, but what we do know is that Garibaldi has been put on ISN as the hero of the Republic, and of course a complete pariah to his friends and comrades. Once again, it's good to see Efrem Zimbalist Jr. on screen, and he does a wonderful performance. You may remember him from the FBI back in the 60s on ABC, or earlier than that on 77 Sunset Strip. A couple of pretty hit shows. Anyway, we also have to say something about Jerry Doyle, who performed all of the subtlety of his inner self fighting against his programmed self. And that comes out even in sharper relief once Bester releases him from that mental programming. Similarly to Bruce Boxleitner, who is showing the strain of having to fight against your own people, and his relief of being able to come aboard his own ship, the kind of uneasiness that he has not being the captain of his old ship, even as the crew is fully intact, and that who used to be his first officer is now in command. But all of this, we have, it fits together very well. It's very well written, as most of Babylon 5 is. And we see Delenn back from Minbar, and she senses when there's a disturbance in the Force, I suppose, letting her know that Sheridan is not in good shape wherever he is and whatever has been done to him. But anyway, in this episode, we don't see most of the main characters here, so it focuses very clearly on Ivanova, Sheridan, and Garibaldi. So I think that it's a nice, tight episode, and it answers some questions. So now all we have to concentrate on is how Sheridan is going to get out and how the war is going to end. So we look forward to all of this, and look forward to seeing you again when we come back tomorrow with our review of Deep Space Nine. Until then, thank you for joining us. Don't go far.